Good morning, class 10. Welcome back to the online session of SST. And in this session, we are going to end up with the topic that is food security. Okay, I have told you that we will be doing this in three parts, and today will be the final part on food security. Okay, so till now, whatever we have discussed, let us understand this. Okay, till now we have discussed what is food security. After that, we have discussed why it is important. Okay, we also discussed how is food security maintained in our country. And we have also discussed what are the problems that arises due to the race of production of rice and wheat for MSP. Okay, and in the last session we also discussed what can be done to improve the agricultural production. So these are the topics which we have already discussed. Okay, and today we will be learning about why there is a gradual shift from the cultivation of food crop to the cultivation of other crops. Okay, and we'll also learn how the productivity of land has declined along with problems faced by the small farmers. Okay, so these are the topics that we are going to discuss today. Okay, so let us begin. Okay, students, now let us understand about the shift in cultivation. Okay, now there has been a gradual shift from cultivation of food crop to cultivation of fruits, vegetable, oilseed and industrial crops. Okay, this has led to the reduction in the net sown area under cereals and pulses. Now let us understand this with the help of diagram. Okay, now when the farmer do not get the profit from growing the food crops, okay, that time they have decided to change their cultivation. Okay, and they have shifted to another cultivation, that is growing of fruits, growing of vegetables, growing of oilseed and some industrial crops. Okay, now these crops will be beneficial and profitable to them. That is why they are growing these crops instead of food crops. While growing the food crop, they were not getting as benefit which they are getting from the fruits, vegetable, oilseed and industrial crop. Okay, so that is why they have decided to shift their cultivation. Now suppose this was the original plot of land where they were doing cultivation. Okay, and there are 6 members who does cultivation in this plot of land. Okay, A, B, C, D and E, F. Okay, so these are the 6 members who does cultivation in this plot of land. Okay, and they mostly grow cereals and pulses. So we can say that this is the net sown area of cereals and pulses. Okay, but gradually what happened, they have decided to change their cultivation. Why? Because they are not getting profit from growing the food crops. Okay, so this is the first farmer who has shifted his cultivation. Okay, so he has changed this cultivation to another cultivation, that is from the food crops he has shifted to growing of fruits or vegetables, for example. Okay, so the net sown area has reduced. Okay, after this farmer has left his cultivation of growing food crops and has shifted to growing of food and vegetable, so there is a reduction in the net sown area of cereals and pulses. Before they were growing cereals and pulses, but now he has shifted his cultivation. In the next year again, another farmer, he decided to shift his cultivation by looking at this farmer. Okay, he thought that another farmer who has shifted his cultivation is in profit and he is still not getting as much profit from their crops. Okay, so he also shifted his land to growing of vegetables or oilseed. So in this way they are shifting from the growing of food crops to the cultivation of vegetables, fruits, oilseed and so on. Okay, so in this way the net sown area of our country is getting reduced, and it is a great matter of concern because we know that our country is the second most populated country in the world, and to fulfill the demand of the population, the country has to provide the appropriate amount of food grains. Okay, and if the net sown area gets reduced like this, then the country will be unable to provide the food grains to the people. Okay, why? Because on one side the population is getting rise, on the other side the food grains are getting low. Okay, if there is rise in population and reduction in the production of food grain, then the food grain will not be enough for the growing population. Okay, so this will create a situation when the poor section of the society will die out of starvation. Why? Because if the food grains are less, the price rise will be there of the food grain. That means if there's something, if any product is less in quantity, the price for that will be more if the demand is high. Okay, so in this case the crops which are grown is very less, and if the production of food grains is less and the demand for that food grain is high, then there will be a rise in the price. So everyone cannot afford to buy that food crops. Okay, and the poor section of the society will suffer from this. So there is a question for the country that can they maintain the food security in future if this kind of decline is there in the net zone area. Okay, now the competition for the land between the non-agricultural users and the agriculture has resulted in the reduction in the net zone area. So there is a competition between the non-agricultural users and agriculture which has led to the reduction of net zone area. How? I will give you example. Okay, now with the increasing population, the people need houses. Okay, they need more modern facilities like the construction of roads and building of factories. These all are very important for the people these days. Okay, so because of this, the agricultural land which was used for cropping are getting reduced. That is one thing. Another one is agricultural shift. Okay, which we have discussed earlier. Okay, that agricultural shift had also led to the reduction of net zone area. Okay, so these are the major causes. Now let us understand another point. The productivity of land has started showing a decline trend. Now, why this productivity has declined in the soil? Why? Now let us understand this. Okay. Now, fertilizer, pesticide, insecticides, which has given once the dramatic result. Now, dramatic result means it has given good result. Okay. That means when they have started using this fertilizer, pesticide, insecticide in the beginning, it gave a good result. The production was very high. Okay, but with the excess use of fertilizer, pesticide, insecticide, these chemicals got mixed with the soil, and with due course of time it has reduced the quality of the soil, and these days it is responsible for the degradation of soil. Okay, now let us understand another point, that is periodic security of water has led to a reduction in the area under irrigation. That means due to the security of water, the water which was supposed to be used for irrigation has been reduced. Okay, and that is another problem that has led to the shift of cultivation. Okay, now insufficient water management has led to the water logging and sanitation. Some of the farmers, they do not have the exact idea of monsoon, and what happens is that they do while irrigation in the field, and later on when the monsoon arrives, the water logging will be there. So this problem of water logging and salinity will destroy the crop. Okay, now let us understand another point. Okay, students, now let us understand another thing that has led to an land degradation, and that is power supply. Okay, now the free power supply to the section of farmer has encouraged them to pump underground water to grow water intensive crops. Okay, and in low rain areas. Now this is especially in the low raining area, the area which does not receive much rain. In those areas, the farmer have been provided free power supply. Okay, and these sections of farmer who has got free power supply, they have used this power for growing the water intensive crop like rice in Punjab and sugarcane in Maharashtra. These are the good example of water intensive crop which is grown in Punjab and Maharashtra. Okay, now what is the consequence of this? Let us understand this also. Okay, this unsuitable pumping has reduced the water storage in the aquifer, which I will give you the suitable example. We have a picture. Okay, let us understand this first. Consequently, many wells and deep wells have run dry. This has pushed the marginal and small farmer out of cultivation. Now let us understand this with the help of diagram. Now this is a lithosphere on which we do various activities. Okay, like growing crops, building house, construction, every work is done on the lithosphere of the earth. Okay, and below this you'll find that there is a water table. Okay, and this is known as aquifer where the water is getting stored. Okay, now this water table has got water in a huge amount. Okay, and if the people use this consistently, then what will happen? The water level will fall. Okay, and some of the places will not receive the water in a good amount. Now let us understand this. Now firstly let us understand the picture clearly. Okay, now I have made three sections of the picture. Okay, three part. This is your first part from here to here. This is your second part between these two, and then this is the third part. Okay, in the first part you will see that there is a rich farmer who is doing cultivation of crop using the high power motor pump. Okay, and he has done a boring in which he has fixed the tube well to a depth of the water. Okay, to do this he has invested lots of money. Okay, on the other hand side there is a house which has fixed the tube well. Okay, to pull the water from the aquifer, but his well is not so deep. Okay, he has put the pipe up till a limited depth so that he can use. This is enough for his house for single use. Okay, now the next one is water pump. Again here he has done boring, but the boring is not so deep inside. Okay, now he has done up till a depth according to his amount of money which he has invested. Okay, now Since he is a poor farmer, however, he has arranged the money and he has fixed the pump to cultivate his land. Okay, but he could not fix the tube well to a depth so that he can use this water for a long time. Okay, so there is a difference in these three pumps, or you can say tube wells. Okay, now let us understand from the first one. The water pump which is used by the rich farmer has got high power water pump, okay, and he is using water abundantly with the use of power, okay, and he is been drawing this water from long time. Another one, they are also drawing accordingly. But what happens is that due to the extensive use of water, this water level is getting reduced day by day. Okay, now after 2-3 decades, you will see that there is a reduction in the water level. Okay, now what happens is that now the water level is reduced to such an extent that this house is not getting the water now because the pipe which he has fixed is not so deep. Okay, another one here, pump which the poor farmer has fixed, that also is not so deep, so that it will collect the or pull the water from the aquifer. Okay, so this is the problem with the people who have got the water pump or tube wells or hand pumps that does not have a depth. Okay, so he is using the water till now also, but they are unable to use. That is why it is said that many tube wells and wells have been run dry. Because of this man, these people are suffering, and so that is why it is said that some of the marginal and small farmers are out of cultivation. Okay, now they are out of cultivation and they are not doing the cultivation these days. So this is also one of the reason why the net sown area is getting reduced. Okay, and this is one of the major cause for the land degradation, and it should be checked before it is too late. Okay, now let us understand another point. The farmers of India does not pass through a simple problem, but they have to pass through a series of problems. Okay, now here you can see inadequate storage and marketing facility also act as a disincentive to the farmer. Okay, now the storage capacity of the farmer is limited, but the production is more, so they have to keep in a storehouse. But those storehouse, the number of storehouse which are available out there are limited. Okay, and that also is one of the problems. Another one is marketing facility. The government has provided with the marketing committees. Okay, the marketing committees are there which are available for the farmers, but it is not accessible to the farmer all the time. So this is another problem which is created. Okay, now this is a lack of government facilities to the farmer. Okay, thus the farmer are badly affected by the uncertainties of the production and the market. Sometimes the production is high and the price gets low. Okay, and the market will not be able to collect the crops in a huge amount which the farmer wants. Okay, and these marketing committees will not be able to provide with that amount of price which the farmer wants. Okay, so this is another problem. So they suffer from the double disadvantage as they pay high price for the inputs such as high yield variety seeds, fertilizer, etc. Okay, they are on one side they are paying high price for these inputs, but lacks to bargain power to fix price in their favor. Now, on the other hand side, they are unable to bargain and fix the price in their favor. This is another disadvantage which they have. So they are suffering from both the sides. One side they are paying the huge amount for the inputs, and another side they cannot bargain for the profitable amount also. Okay, so this is another problem faced by the farmers. Now, all the production reaches the market simultaneously. The higher the supply, the lower is the demand. Okay, and this causes distress sale also. Now, what does this mean is that when the production is high, the farmer from different places tries to sell their production in the market. As far as the farmer wants, they want to sell all his production in the market, but the market is limited and the buying and storing capacity of the market is also limited. So what happens is that the supply is higher than the demand. Okay, the demand is limited but the supply is more. Now in this situation, the farmer has to sell those goods or production at a very less price, because they cannot keep those crops with themselves for a longer period of time, because the crops will get destroyed. Okay, so in this way also they are having a distress sale of the production. Therefore, there can be no food security without the security of the small farmers. Okay, now the small farmer are the one who have to suffer a lot in this process. The rich farmer, they have got modern techniques to do the farming. The rich farmer, they have got facilities to reach the market as early as possible. Okay, but the farmer who are poor and marginal, for them it is very difficult to do all this process. Okay, First of all, their farms are very limited, and the transportation system which they use, that is also a poor one than in comparison to the rich one. Okay, so in all this process, the suffering one is the poor farmer. Therefore, we should protect the poor farmers and the marginal farmer, and give them more facilities and encouragement to do the agriculture. Okay, otherwise we will suffer from the food security in future. Okay students, so with this I would like to end the session here only, and I hope you have understood the concept of food security. Okay, now if there is any question or query, you can just drop your questions in my WhatsApp number. Okay, and now for now I would like to take a leave from the session. You all take care, stay safe. Thank you.